Hey, what's going on people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be showcasing the Hellshock, which, as you saw in the intro, absolutely destroys pretty much everything. I'll be telling you why it is so good, where you can go to get one, and what the best version is so you know what to look for when hunting one down. If this video helped you out, I'd appreciate you helping me out by dropping a like. It helps to keep me motivated and uploading videos, and let's crack into it. So let's start with how to get it, as there's really no point seeing a gun you like the look of and not knowing where to find it. It's a well drop like a lot of guns, but it does have an increased chance to drop from Gigamind. You can find Gigamind around in this area of the map in the Meridian Metroplex. Now, the Hellshock doesn't really vary too much in its all-round stats. An abundant prefix should give you the largest mag size, although 30 is pretty stock standard. It does vary a lot in its damage though, and I've seen it spawn from between 1700 to upwards of 2200 at level 57. This one that I'm using that you see again here is sitting at 2242, and it's the highest I've ever seen. You're mainly throwing away fire rate for that extra bit of damage, which is worth it considering it already has a high fire rate and it is quite ammo intensive. Any Hellshock will be great, but you should be aiming for one with over 2000 damage if you want to see what it can do at peak strength. Speaking of what it does, the Hellshock is a melee one gun that always comes in fire and shock that you can change between. Bullets also change elements themselves when they hit a surface and will ricochet in the alternative element as shown here. This also shows the recoil of the weapon, which can be difficult to control and is the key thing you will need to handle if you want to get greatness out of this gun. It does have another small flaw too, which I'll touch on later, but the recoil is its main one. The ricochet effect though may not seem like it serves a purpose at first, but thanks to smart cookies it's actually very useful. When up against shielded targets you can shoot the ground beneath them so the bullets ricochet into them, dealing shock damage and draining their shields. Once fully drained you can shoot them as normal and they'll be dead in no time. It's a great trick and saves you switching modes. You won't see me doing it too much here, but it is useful when you need to. The Hellshock's fire rate sets it apart from all the other pistols, and its mag size at least 30 is enough to complement it. It's a machine gun pistol that obliterates everything. For sheer power and fury I'd rate it as the #1 pistol in the game easily, and for good reason. It's got the damage to go with its fire rate, and it can drain health bars in seconds. Everything in the slaughter shaft was no match for it. Badasses low were dead before they could shoot twice. Anointed enemies were turned to stone in a flash, and everything else may as well not even have been there. It's just great for mobbing, and you can run the takedown solo with just it in your hands. You will need to be careful when it comes to ammo though, as that is its other weakness. It doesn't consume any more ammo than a standard automatic weapon, but you are let down by its total ammo pool, which isn't very much for pistols. It can also be a little hard to keep your aim on your target with its heavy recoil. It is made especially harder when your target is moving, even if they're not moving that fast. This will often force you to release the trigger to save ammo, and releasing short rapid fire bursts is what you'll need to get used to if you want its total ammo to last the longest it can, but really I didn't worry about that too much. I just held down the trigger and everything died. It also doesn't discriminate. The Hellshock is great on everyone. Its high fire rate means it's good at proccing kill skills on Bounty Hunter Flak or Seeing Dead Zane, and Flak can also use fadeaway to hit criticals at a very high speed. Those can solve the problem of running out of ammo, but it is perhaps best on Amara due to her elemental affinity and efficiency with melee one weapons. She can reduce its charge time and improve its decent damage over time. But when it comes to improving it, there are a few small things you can do, and I'll go over what I've done before I touch on how to go beyond that. So there's really only two things improving the Hellshock outside of the obvious anointment, and one of them is the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge, a DLC 2 artifact. It increases the damage you deal per consecutive hit. 1% per hit up until 15 hits, and when capped you get an extra 90% damage boost on top of that. It's a great artifact, but I struggle to max out the Hellshock with it due to its recoil and speed at which it kills. It is good though for those consecutive hits you do land, and for bossing. Another thing we've got going for us here is my class mod, which pretty much just boosts pistol damage by 31%. It does make melee weapons more accurate, but I didn't really notice a difference on that front. If you want to go beyond that and deal even more damage with the Hellshock, you can do a couple of things. The first is get an incendiary Old God shield from DLC 2. You can acquire one from any suitable loot source in the DLC. You want it because it boosts elemental damage by 20% of whatever element it comes in. I've done some testing and the damage boost is quite a bit higher than 20%, more like 40%, so if you want to take the Hellshock to that next level and beyond, definitely grab one. Another is to proc any action skill and anointments. I'm not doing any of that here, it's not part of my build, but for those of you who can, there's 100% more damage just lying in wait. And I can't imagine just how powerful it would be then. Overall, the Hellshock is an extremely deadly elemental pistol that fires at a rapid pace, tearing through anything in its path. When looking for peak variants, aim for something above 2000 damage at level 57 and you'll be more than ready for Mayhem 2.0 when it launches in the coming weeks. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it shed some light on the Hellshock and just how good it really is. If it did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.